Good evening, one and all. Welcome to What the Show. It's the week of romance, which is why we're starting off with a couple of the hosts tonight. With our, as I just said earlier, our fake names, Johnny Cage and Sonia Blade.
It's not my fake name.
It's not his fake name. It's who he really wishes he could be. But yeah, we start off with the couple tonight because Boo, I wanted to read you some romantic French poetry before we bring our other host and our lovely guest, Kate Mulligan, on tonight to discuss some bad romance. I want to start off with a little romance here, so prepare for this. Je promets allégeance au drapeau et des États-Unis d'Amérique, qui représente une nation sur la deux avec la liberté et justice. Pour toi. And I'd actually like everyone to know that is the American Pledge of Allegiance, spoken in French, because it's the only thing I could remember from my French high school. So is it the American Pledge of Allegiance that I had to recite every day in first period, or is it a romantic French poem? I'll let you be the judge. What do you think, AJ? What are your thoughts? Romantic French poem, American Pledge of Allegiance, weirdly said in French.
Why would you say the American Pledge of Allegiance in...
Listen, I questioned this a lot in high school, but when I took French 2 my sophomore year, I had it in first period, and you want to know what you do in high school in America, because we're like in a cult, you have to say the Pledge of Allegiance every day. So we recited it in French every day, and when will that ever be useful to me? Never. But it's ingrained. It's ingrained in my brain forever. So I did.
So did the people teaching this know the French, like as yes. People? Maybe like you could have done like a Vive la Revolution, that kind of thing. Like,
yeah, it's a weird. I did the statue in front of the White House of Lafayette. I did say it in front of him because he was a Frenchman who helped us become a nation. So in his honor, I said the American Pledge of Allegiance in French. But enough about my weird French teacher. Let's talk bad romance.
Pardon my French, especially because we don't talk politics, but what the fuck is that nationalism?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a weird thing. America's a cult. We all But anyway,
yeah.
Cue the game.
Here for me to be a cynical asshole the entire night because it's romance.
Na 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 na. All right, we gotta get Kate in here. We're already.
Yeah, tonight, guys. For everybody watching, we have the manager of the Den, one of the brightest spots of SEN, and for that, I do have to say, for the audio listeners, we are bringing in now the wonderful Kate Mulligan. How are you doing tonight, Kate?
Oh, I love that bit so much.
It's the best bit.
The audio listeners, Kate's microphone is either a little loud or a little quiet tonight.
I think
we're doing it right now, so we're good.
By the way, I have to say, now, since you've mentioned Lafayette, I just keep hearing the part of Hamilton, Lafayette, Lafayette.
I kind of wanted to quote it, I'm not going to lie. But then I remembered that I would look even more foolish than I already did, saying the American Pledge of Allegiance in French.
Listen.
But Lafayette's my boy.
Yeah. David Diggs is my boy.
That's true.
Draw your own conclusions.
Yes.
AJ, who do you find most handsome from the Hamilton cast? Trying to know your opinions on that. I think we all know you're a John McGraw fan.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah, so there you go.
I mean, by far my favorite.
Yeah. I'd have to say David Diggs. And then the pale, tall Cat Williams. That is the title character.
I
was like, you mean David Diggs is Thomas Jefferson? I now understand.
The title character? I'm a Leslie Odom Jr. girl myself. But
you are. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I do think talent-wise, the person I have the talent boner for is definitely Renee Ellis Goldberry.
Yeah.
That's my talent boner. that's who gives me the talent boner.
She is a very talented lady. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely.
Man, I mean, I think that's, if you're going to talk bad romance, I think you talk first about who you're crushing on from the Hamilton cast. I think that's
So we have the first moment of first instance of flirting, even with the engaged couple on screen tonight. With Let's Get Ready to Say, why does Kate look like she's 25 years old? Let's just see how that goes throughout the night.
It's a ring light and my high school basement. That's the combo.
I think that's what does it. That is a good combination.
You gotta get you a ring light.
I know. I think
Stop.
it's one of my main requests. Is
You have the skin of a China doll.
I agree.
Thank you.
You can put it on the registry.
We're not using our wedding registry to help with our podcast, but okay, I respect or whatever.
I thought you meant you were going to put a China doll on the registry. I'm like, bold.
Also, I would I'm not. The real fun would be who would purchase it. Like that could be a fun like litmus test of who you're inviting to your wedding.
That guy.
Yeah, but I'm more apt to like not spend any money and then put "Little China Girl" by David Bowie on the wedding
I like that.
DJ request list.
Yeah,
You're requesting
And say that my heart was in the right place.
that would be. The second it goes down, I'd be like, it was AJ. I would
When have you guys had to postpone your wedding already, or is it always been set in the future?
So we are getting married April 3rd of this year. That was always the plan, was to get married April 3rd. We are, unless like they shut down Florida. We live in Florida. It's the wild, wild west here.
Oh, yeah,
we don't have like a real governor. So we are still going forward with it. There's some restrictions and protocols if we had to like lower the numbers and like we have to wear masks at it and such. The outside is a ceremony. The outside is the ceremony. Ceremony is outside is what I meant.
Okay.
So that part we will not be wearing masks for, but we're getting COVID tested beforehand, just
Yeah.
for and safety of
But the
everyone.
whole reception.
But then the reception is indoors, so we have to wear
Do
masks.
you have any older relatives that are attending? Will they be vaccinated by then, hopefully? Or
My parents
His parents will
are
be
vaccinated.
Yeah.
your parents are that well, but they're not older, are they? How old are they?
My parents are
They're-
69 and 70. So
They're-
Oh, okay.
so Florida at 65 and above is the priority right now, so they meet that threshold.
Jesus, I've never said this in my life, but my parents need to get to Florida.
Yeah, I know. It's a weird thing to say and feel because it's very rare that people.
Illinois
do
has
that.
like vaccinated no one.
right.
like my dad is stage 4 cancer. He's 69 years old, and like
and they
sister-
still can't. That's
no,
kinda crazy.
he's on 4 different.
Well,
lists.
our governor is allowing people from anywhere really to come down. So send your dad on down to Florida, and he can get some vaccines.
Jesus Christ!
Fun fact.
It really is the wild.
If you look up the dead last county for vaccinations in the United States, that county is exactly a mile and a half north of me.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
But also, what's the okay? But also, no shade. But what's
Nebraska, the good life.
But what's the population density there? There's like one person that lives in that county, and that person's not vaccinated. So it's 0%.
It's Omaha. It's over 500,000 people in that county.
Wait, so it's Omaha
Yep.
that this is the case? Because that's like a real city in
That's
Nebraska.
an actual. I've heard of that one.
That's one I know. Yeah, they do the College World Series.
It's the one people know.
If you invite me to your wedding, I'll play Omaha by the Counting Crows. Omaha.
Western. So we have some Counting Crows.
I like it.
We already have Weird Al planned, so
It's an impossible song to dance to, so it's going to be a snack break for everyone.
everyone, this is now time to take a snack. Go ahead, take off your mask for a full snack, and you can go back out to the dance floor.
So, Kate, we do have somebody waiting backstage as well. He is affiliated with a rival faction in the Schmodown. He's not a player, but you may have seen him on screen recently.
Oh my God! Is it
he's actually the man proliferating the Pizza USA brand more than any other human being on earth.
Oh, who is
it? Is Justin the Juice.
Oh my God!
What do you know?
Juice. Let me tell you something, Juice. I've watched your promo more times than I care to admit, and let me tell you something. I hope pizza delivery keytar boy is part of the deal when it comes to you.
Yes, so do I.
You are so funny. Oh my God,
Thank
that
you.
promo was beyond. Oh my God, that promo was beyond. Oh no, you are pizza delivery guy.
I am the pizza delivery guy.
What am I saying? You're pizza delivery guy. You're the star. It's Ben, right? This is how jacked I am. I'm like, oh my God, it's that guy. Because to me, poor Ben Whitney, Jake Whitney, Jake Whitney. I don't even know, because Juice is the star of that. I'll tell you what, he made his wingman the star man. I'm sorry, he made a mistake. That was a mistake.
So
wow,
that was actually Ben Goddard.
I actually think that Jake.
Yeah,
I think it's probably a genius, but Jake looks like if Paul Oyama and Ben Bateman had a baby.
I kind of see that actually. Yeah.
So since it's the Valentine's Day episode, anybody in the chat who does fan art, if you could draw very, very graphic depictions of Ben Bateman and Paul Oyama having a baby and tag at what.
Speaking of bad romance, that's a couple I'd like to see.
Oh my God, Juice! First of all, you're like a big Gucci stan, right?
Yeah, I'm a big member of the Gucci verse, so I sent Streamlabs to you
I said stan. I didn't say member. I said stan.
I don't know what that means.
It means that you like write poetry and drive yourself off a cliff.
Juice, you don't know what it means.
What is this fucking poetry tonight?
It's a show of romance, AJ, so we are here to talk poetry.
I try to write poetry like Gucci, if that's what that means. So
I am actually a performing slam poet. Well, I'm not slam poet. Slam poetry has rules. I'm a bar poet. So, yeah. By the way, what's that?
What do you have for us in French?
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot of cursing. A lot of. I have this one's an eau de parfum.
Oh, there you go. You can say that in French.
Oh, Juice, how's it going?
It's good.
Who got you guys?
Sam, we're on the suspects.
I have been indicted by PLD. Sorry, I've been indicted by PLD.
PLD's not wrong now, EJ. He's not wrong.
That's what it means in the Gucci verse.
We've all had a rough quarantine, okay?
Oh man,
so true.
Well, we haven't gotten this out yet. Like, we do have our streamlabs.com.
This is the time you decide to promo that?
But it's for a good cause. All of our Streamlabs for tonight and the rest of this month are going 100% to Care Rescue LA. So please donate. We're going to help out that wonderful cause. Thank you, Jake Yakavetta and Jen Sturger, for bringing them to our attention.
Also,
but you should donate, as it is a good cause.
Any Streamlab donations include your bad date stories, anything like crazy from relationships. We're gonna share some of ours at some point during this stream.
We should
$50 in total donations tonight. I will do a poem.
I like that.
Someone ask us your relationship questions, and we will answer them really, really poorly. Just because doesn't mean you know anything about love.
I'm very obsessed with Juice. I need to talk to Juice again, you guys. You guys don't have to listen to this part, but
actually, I think we may have this is like the match game. Like, we just set the two of them up so they could have a chat.
Did you get drafted by yourself?
That's why I put them in the bottom half of the screen together.
Yeah. Or did you get drafted because Jake got drafted?
So I technically am not drafted. I am just Jacob's partner.
I don't feel great about this. No, I'll tell you what. I don't feel great about this. You're your own star.
So I'll be allowed to be in Jacob's promos and stuff, and we'll get to do promos together when he has a match.
I'll watch Jake's stuff. We're like, well, no deal of pizza guys. Not there.
I don't know why Jake did not end up on the bed.
I'm telling you, no deal if pizza guy's not part of it. Because Christian said there's a chain of managers, like a text chain of us, and we're all like, oh, well, it's the pizza guy. That's the one we want. Can we make the pizza guy? And they're like, no, that's not who it is. I'm like, well, Well, then I'm not interested. That's great. You ended up with Sam, though. That also means Sam thinks you're famous because he only drafted famous people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah.
Because he's a famous person.
He only rubs elbows with his own guy.
Yeah. I was like so interested in Doug Benson, and everybody's like, sure. That's not your person, just so you know. Like, he will not play for you. I was like, oh, fair enough. Okay.
But here's the thing, though. Drafting the celeb pick or whatever, like, it would be almost more fun to see them cut a promo against that faction with their closest relation.
Right.
Like, I would love to see Doug Benson and Sam have, like, a promo, like, trash talk. Dialogue.
In order for that to happen, at some point, Doug Benson would have had to take my phone calls, which he absolutely would refuse to do. Oh, speed bump. You know what I mean?
That's his
Listen,
loss.
he's probably just high.
Listen, it's a great reason not to take my calls. I feel like he's got like that Roca standard of like, do they have 5,000 followers?
Oh, wow.
I just said that on the show once. Robert Yamagata's like, you want to come on my show? He's like, do you have 5,000 followers? We're like, why would you say that out loud?
Oh, yeah.
You can think that, but don't say that.
We know.
Anyway, I commandeered this because I wanted to flirt with Juice some more. I'm done now.
I personally enjoyed it. I think
That mustache is a
all the
weird
love and adoration.
I'm telling you, I'm like, oh, you're every single one of my uncles.
That's my goal in life, is to be an uncle.
What? You are there. You hit it. You can quit. You've reached it. It's really good. You also look like I mean, this is like such a me reference, but the doubles guys from
Oh yeah,
that
the Bears.
the Bears, doubles, the Hawks.
That's 100%.
So previously, I shaved my beard down to a mustache, and Justin and I did an actual trivia match as mustachioed partners, and we decided if we could ever get PLD, Juice, and I in the same room, we're doing one of those sketches.
PLD is actually straight out of that sketch, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Bears.
Yes.
I actually, at some, well, I won't leave your show to do it, but I was going to say, I do have my Chicago Bears hat with me for the cold.
I
like-
say put it on.
Yeah.
We're open to all.
Oh,
Wear.
Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. Okay, wait. I'm not in charge of your show. I know I'm not. But I'm turning off my camera briefly to go get my Chicago Bears hat because I think it's going to be really good for emphasis.
Yeah,
I think
I like it.
Okay, goodbye. I'll be back.
Now, Juice, since we just had Kate flirting with you, I want to keep the attention on you for a minute. Speaking of romance, have you ever tried to woo a girl with your keychar?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah? Did it work successfully?
No.
No.
But
What song did you play?
Oh man. What was it playing? Probably like Take on Me or something. Gosh.
You couldn't go
Let's
with
see.
Take on Me on the keychar?
Well, this is when I like was not playing very well. Now that I'm a little more studious in the guitar playing,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be about time for take number 2. But
Are you going to try to woo another girl with it? Is that your plan? The hat
will it
is
be Kate Mulligan?
Oh, that's what
That
we're
is a
talking
good hat.
about.
That's an
Oh,
A+.
hey, now that you're here, I'm just gonna
Oops.
oh no.
Are we all getting hats? And I didn't get them out. Oh, he's going to get a hat. All right, well, I'm going to go back to
I
my...
have to put this over my headphones. I mean, you guys see the downfalls. You see not the downfalls, the pitfalls of a night show, don't you? Everyone's off the rocker. So I'm like, it's 10:21 here.
It is very, it's even more difficult on the East Coast.
Yeah, it's even later where y'all are. I'm gonna do this.
It's a little rough sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Little fun fact for you.
Oh, I like that. That works.
Are you guys familiar with the actor Hamish Linklater? You guys
No.
familiar with him at all? He was like in The Big Short. Anyway, He was on that TV show, The New Adventures of Old Christine. Anyway, he gave me this hat.
Oh, that's sweet.
And he loves Walter Payton. It's his favorite thing in the world is Walter Payton. So anyway, anyway.
Well, man.
How's this going, guys? How's this going?
I'm personally having a good time. I was just talking to Juice about how he tried to woo a girl with a guitar, and she did not go with it. And I said, that's her loss.
I feel like, Juice, if I can be honest, you need somebody in this space to really appreciate, if this girl that you were trying to woo was ever a cheerleader, no shade to cheerleaders, but like she's not, that's not going to be her bag.
No.
You know what I mean? You need somebody that's going to be like, that is familiar with who Galadriel is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
That's a fair
yeah. And you know, this is before the sunglasses came into play. This is before the hat or the mustache came into play. So, you know, I just need to find a girl that's like, I want to marry an uncle.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, basically.
Actually, I guarantee you don't want to marry that girl. I guarantee you, if there's a girl that just wants an uncle, that is a big red flag.
That's another level of, like, it's not even daddy issues. That's uncle issues.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, find a woman with custody issues. It's way better to be a part-time parent than an uncle. So...
Wait, Juice, you didn't thank Kim happy birthday on the guitar yet?
Very true. I've been meaning to do that. I want to record like an actual happy birthday song that like I can post on people's walls when it's their birthday and do that. I just did not have a time yesterday to do it, but
Juice. Also, by the way, I'm just gonna start calling you JEWS, Juice. My birthday's on March 31st, and so is Brett's. Could you make sure you can get that guitar?
Oh yeah, March 3rd.
Yep. We have the shakes.
Right
so we had a $50 Streamlab donation.
For like Jake Yacovetta?
I was gonna say it's Jake.
It was definitely Jake Yacovetta.
All right, Jake.
Saying, I don't have any bad dates. I'm too awesome for that. But let's get poetry rolling, AJ. So we're gonna save that for the end of the stream.
Woo!
Because we took notes when we started to stream just on how that goes. But you know, if we want to do something like somebody pick an accent and then Bethany pick an accent and then the three of us are going to do scene directions for Kate Mulligan for the next 10 minutes.
In an accent?
No.
Is this like turning into SCN? We got to do our own impressions. I thought
it's a parody of SCN. That's why we started.
$20 Streamlabs to do drunk Brett, drunk Juice.
We get drunk on stream anyways.
That's true.
Yeah, just wait an hour.
Wait an hour. You don't have to pay us a single set. Just wait an hour and you'll see.
By the way, Kate, it is your first time here, so there are some drinking game rules.
Okay.
So if anybody mentions that person who had their movie delayed 50,000 times but still profited a bunch on it and made a huge fucking thing, Christopher Nolan.
George Tenet. George Tenet.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
for the longest time, I actually thought Tenet was going to be about the former CIA director. It might have
been more interesting.
I would have watched that.
Might have been better. Yeah, that like a biopic. That would have been amazing. But in there.
So
okay, I won't say Jonathan Nolan's name.
Oh well, he's a co-writer, so.
Oh, he is. Oh, damn it! I just thought I was pretending that I got the people.
Yeah,
wrong.
That's his brother that co-writes his shit with him.
I just thought.
Or is that
I
his
thought they were both
brother?
on their own. I thought Jonathan and Christopher were both like.
They do their own stuff.
Jonathan did Westworld, right? Yeah.
He dabbles in television.
Yeah, he did Westworld.
Well, Jonathan's definitely. I mean, he's his brother, but like, did he really co-write Tenet with him?
I don't know if he co-wrote Tenet, but they did
co-write
a bunch of stuff.
I will fact check it right now.
Yeah.
I'll keep talking while I fact check.
So my joke.
This is not about movie trivia.
So my joke that Jonathan Nolan was the one that wrote Tenet is actually not a good joke if he actually in fact did help. Right.
We can give him credit.
I think it makes
a
it.
Jonathan Nolan production.
And then if anybody here mentions working in a movie theater, then
Okay.
I did.
More often than you would think.
Okay. Fair enough.
I try to have family working at Family Video be my version of that.
Yeah.
Happy to report only Christopher Nolan solo wrote Tenet.
Huh?
My
Jonathan
joke
Nolan
works. My joke
did
works.
not.
Justice
He
for
did-
Kate.
He may have been a producer.
No, please, just Bethany. Stop.
He didn't even produce it, so he wasn't involved in this project at all.
He didn't even say special thanks to Jonathan Nolan. Okay, so
No, he sure didn't. He sure didn't.
okay, so I got so.
By the way, $5, that would be 13 poems. $5 more. 13 poems.
To get 13 poems, I don't know if we have time for 13 poems.
This is the extended
They go
edition.
quickly.
We're going Christopher Nolan like.
Are they haiku?
No.
Am I allowed to request you do the poems in an accent? Because I will do that.
I don't do accents.
Oh, man.
I would like to hear one then.
I'm not.
Do you want to know who doesn't do a good accent? This guy right here. His
Right.
British accent is atrocious. But boy, does he try it. Go ahead, give us a little British.
Oh, come here. This is our Yorkshire Terrier. Oh, mommy. Mommy, I would like to go for a walk. Mommy.
It's so bad.
Mommy.
I mean,
I apologize to all British
Mommy.
people.
it's pretty effective if you're in a Monty Python sketch.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So the last time that I did a decent impersonation in any way at all, a friend was offering me an edible, and I usually don't partake in cannabis, and it was Rick and Morty shaped, and I reciprocated this back to him because it was like a little Morty candy, and he said, "I'm in a candy, Morty." Like,
That's sounding really good.
but I can only do that phrase.
That's
I can only do that one phrase, but it's pretty good.
The only thing I can do in an Irish accent is a line about the deck of the Titanic looking too cluttered with lifeboats, because I've watched the movie Titanic that many times in my life, and he like says a little line about, he's like, "It was thought by some it would look too cluttered," and that's like the only thing I can do in an Irish accent. If you ask me to say anything else, I can't do it. But I watched
but you can say your name in an Irish accent. You could say Bethany. My name is Bethany.
true.
Bethany.
That's about it. That's all I got. The tree.
Where does Juice live, you guys? Where's Juice right now?
He lives in a tent in JTE's backyard.
Can he hear me? Do you guys think he can hear me? He can't hear me, right?
We tried to leave you two in a room together.
So we've got Nebraska, we've got Orlando, and we've got
I'm not in Orlando.
Orlando. Sorry, well, I was pointing at them. It just reverses on my. It reverses on my.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Okay.
So
I went to Culver's the other night. Are you a Culver's fan? Are you an Olympic guy?
I was in Culver's last week.
I mean, the tea skirts are incredible. Do you think the other people can hear us?
I hear.
No.
So there's a Culver's across the street from my house,
Wait,
and it's
well, I
right
thought
next to
Culver's
the
was like
movie theater that I haven't been able to go to.
well,
Mm.
movie theater
I
said
heard the only people who don't have a
I don't work in a movie theater, but why not? New rule.
mention a movie.
Shout out to the other person they can count on to just fucking disturb things and ruin my night, and say, PLD donate $5 as long as one poem is a dirty limerick.
I'm in.
There once was a fellow named Sweeney who spilled some gin on his weenie. Just to be couth, he added vermouth and slapped his wife a martini.
There you go. When
When you go to school for poetry, sometimes you spend a day at 30 limericks.
My mother actually said tonight, because I was telling a story about being at Nantucket, she's like, there once was a man from Nantucket. And I was like, my 5-year-old practices rhyming things. Why would you set him up for this?
There will be 13 poems at the end of the stream, by the way. So.
He's actually started to say, he's like, can we need some Harry squatter tonight? He's not supposed to be in that house. Like, we had to explain to him what a squatter was. Like, it was just like, it's just, anyway, I'm just saying.
Harry's Squatter, by the way, is definitely a category on Pornhub.
What?
What about
I
it?
like that. That's where your mind immediately.
We just lost 2 viewers.
That's fair. That's you know what.
I totally get it.
They might have my parents' internet. To be fair, they might not have meant to.
That is. AJ, Brandy has brought up a really good point in the chat about how I think you're giving people clues to your house.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we all know.
I won't give you directions. I need company. Just make sure you're vaccinated.
If you do happen to find his house, he will read you his poems. So there's that to look forward to.
You guys juice left. The juice is loose. The juice is loose.
The juice is
Juice, come back to us.
Oh
I
man.
don't even know.
I can still hear you.
Okay. Okay. The juice is loose, but he can still hear us. Speaking of
Are
the
you
juice,
squatting?
the juice is loose. And seeing the lovely Bronco, bad romance. That was a bad couple. You know, that didn't turn out so well for Nicole Robinson.
Ooh.
May she rest in peace.
In a super dark way. That was the sunniest way to talk about that, Bethany.
Yeah, I know. You're welcome, everyone.
I wasn't paying
I
attention.
just like to bring down the.
She said, speaking of bad romance, remember that man that murdered his wife?
What?
They didn't work out that well.
He's vaccinated now, though, so good for him.
Okay.
Glad he got a vaccine.
You got to make up for it somehow.
Yeah.
Wait, was that O.J. Simpson? Is that the man?
Because I said
that would be the man.
The juice is loose when he hit the poster with the white Bronco.
Mm-hmm. And it just made me
Holy
think
shit.
of that.
It's like I would obviously
And-
prefer for the association to not be there, but I had a friend gift me that, so I had to put it up. My head covers the.
It's a good iconic moment.
By the way, Kelsey Kirkland is in fact my biological mother. We have decided this because she has the same birthday as my mom.
Which
and we're
is-
about 9 months apart in actual time that we were birthed. So there's enough time to get it
She
done.
was very
A
young.
little creepy.
She was very young.
Not gonna lie.
Very young.
I
Very
also
young.
thought you were gonna say she has the same birthday as me, and I was like, "Oh, classic! Every time a mom has a baby, it has the same birthday." I said, "No, okay, now I
No, this is
Really tried hard
this
enough
is
to
like
play it out.
way creepier and way more like WandaVision than you and Brett.
Brett's just my work husband. We call him. I mean, you know it's bad when your husband gets him gifts on Christmas and makes you unwrap them.
That's fucking awesome, though.
I was like, I got 2 shirts. Thank you so much. He's like, no, one's for Brett. I was like, why would you wrap it? Why'd you wrap it for me to open?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's my bad romance. No, that's not even my bad romance story.
All right, so I got a good one from when I worked at the movie theater.
Fucking A.
So I had 2 coworkers. Both of them were pretty shy, socially awkward, and everybody.
What?
At the theater,
People that worked at the movie theater were socially awkward doesn't track for me.
Ooh, any movie theater you've ever been to, they're awkward?
They're stoners, or they're awkward, or sometimes both.
Yeah.
Definitely both.
Yeah.
So the 2 of them, everyone's like, "Oh, we got to put these 2."
Play the guitar for Juice.
Hmm?
Somebody that works at a,
A little bit of background music.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
For
talking
the
about.
scene.
Don't play the guitar for the cheerleaders. You find somebody that works at a,
Yeah. That word that we're not
She-
allowed to
I'll tell you what, she knows who Galadriel is. Proceed.
So anyway, everyone's like, "Oh." Somebody asked the girl, like, "Who have you been on a date with?" And she's like, "Well, nobody's ever asked me out." And we're like, all of us are like, "Oh." And so one guy, one of the guys, I'll leave their names out of this, but they grabbed him and they're like, "Oh, you gotta ask her out. You gotta ask her out," because he was kind of like always looking. He was always sitting on people. He was like, "Why didn't you ask her out?" And so he eventually agrees to, and they go out one night and they come back from their date like 2 or 3 days later, and everyone runs up to her and is like, "How's your date? How's your date?" And she's like, well, it started at McDonald's, and we had an extra value meal.
Mm-hmm.
Then he took me to Walmart, and he didn't buy anything.
Okay.
Walking around Walmart is a good time, and again, a good litmus test to really find out about someone.
This was this girl's first date of all time. She got taken to McDonald's and a Walmart.
By the way, I stand by the first part. I was thinking about it today as I was pulling out of the McDonald's drive-thru. I was thinking everybody makes fun of Trump for catering McDonald's to the White House, and I gotta tell you, that is the only thing he ever did that I really agree with.
I can get down with it.
But you serve Tom Brady the fucking fast food. The college students, you put out the lobster. That's the disparagement.
Tom Brady
maybe, but yo, I gotta tell you, if I was president, I'd be like, I need a large fountain Coke every day. That's my stipulation. Have the taxpayers cover it.
And we're going.
I'm sure that saved money. I mean,
yes.
Okay. So Kelsey Kirkland, I feel like somebody needs to send Kelsey the link if she wants to jump in. Because OMG, I went on a date with the guy to Walmart, and all we did was walk around, and he told me how easy it was to become vegan.
Ooh.
Yeah,
it was swell.
Not fun time.
Ooh.
I've never met a vegan who shops at Walmart. That is the most interesting Venn diagram.
Yeah.
That is.
It's just that one person she went on the date with, I think. In that Venn diagram.
Pretty much.
That's a weird. I don't know a lot of vegans.
Was it Martin Starr?
That's very fair.
Vegans Walmart. That could be a blog. I'd read it.
I'd follow.
Martin Starr at least looks like the guy that was.
By the way, the worst, I gotta tell you, the worst thing that ever happened to me personally when dating was there was a gentleman who was now wildly famous, who I'd been dating for a while. He was medium famous at the time. I mean, not even medium. He was like D-list, I would say, at the time. And we had dated, and it was like my first year being in LA, and I just loved him so much. And then his show started back up again, and then I was like, he's not calling me anymore. And I just never would see him. I at some point was like, are you do you like me anymore? And he was like, and I was like, okay, well then I think we should break up. But then he was like, oh, my friend's making me this meal. This was his gift for me for Christmas. He's making me this 9-course meal. It's my favorite thing. And it was his favorite thing to do is eat and have great dinners. He's like, so I know we're broken up, but come with me to this dinner. So it was the new year. We had broken up in November. This was maybe January. And I was like, I bet if I really nail this, he'll come back. Again, I had no idea how famous he is. It's that has nothing to do with it. It's just an added element to the story. It was just that I actually just really loved this dude. And so we go to this guy's house who's also on the show with him, and his girlfriend's there, and it's just the four of us. And I'm wearing I thought I was so quirky. I wore a skirt with Gap Kids leggings under it, snowflake leggings. I'm I'm gonna be charming and funny. So it starts off, and the dude's made us an amuse-bouche, which I don't know. I still to this day don't know what it is, but I'm
amuse-bouche.
Amuse-bouche.
It's French.
It's
it's an amusing taste. It was
an amusing taste, both directions, going in, coming out. It was, and then every single course, and we had 9. There was a wine pairing with it.
Oh man!
So towards the end of the meal, I'm thinking, shit myself. And truly, I'm about to have the most explosive diarrhea. It's like I've walked into a Target, because for whatever reason I always have diarrhea when I go to a Target. So I was like, I'm gonna see myself to a bathroom. And so I go into the bathroom and I pull down my leggings. Remember, I have a skirt. Right. So I pull down my leggings. And as I sit down, I realize, no, I'm gonna throw, and I throw up, projectile vomit across their wall, and then stand up get some inside my pants, vomit off the wall, and then turn the sink was to the left of the toilet, and peeking the rest of the time into the sink, because I have not turned fully enough to get to the toilet, and then eventually was able to get some into the toilet, and then I'm looking. So then everything's out. Everything I've just eaten is out. I've now got vomit in my pants because I was sitting on the toilet because my body betrayed me. Spoiler, I never had diarrhea. something. There was just a signal that was wrong.
It's a disappointment.
The wall is dripping on it.
There's puke
And
everywhere.
And the sink is completely clogged with my vomit. And I have to now clean this up and pretend like I'm not shitting my brains out the whole entire night. So I realize I'm like, there's just toilet paper here. So at some point, the girlfriend, who I believe is now the other dude's wife, like knocks on the door. She's like, "Honey, you okay?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry. I got sick in here. Can I do you have any paper towels I could use and like a garbage bag?" She comes back. She's like, "I didn't have it. We just ran out of paper towels today, but I have these black cocktail napkins." So then I'm using, and then black cocktail napkins, for those of you who don't know, smear. They smear black. So now I've taken my pants off completely and I've thrown them into the garbage. I mean, you cannot leave with vomit in your own pants. I've smeared black along their walls. The sink is. I am now scooping my own vomit with my hands out of the sink to put it in the toilet because it's so clogged. We are not together anymore.
So, if say like somebody with a new aspiring stream podcast, whatever, had like 5 or 6 really funny stories ready, and you fucking led with that, like, did you have like a possible softball?
Did I have a softball?
You could have done like a softball.
I'll tell you what. I go hard. I go hard.
That's the fucking
All or nothing.
I have ever heard in my life. But just say, like, if I had something about like lighting a date's hair on fire, that was way less awesome than that.
It's really the thing that's the worst is like then I had to like reeking of vomit. I mean, the whole house reeked of, and like then the guy that hosted it was the sweetest. I still to this day love him so much. The guy that hosted this was like, "Honey, I just need to show you. I used all this European butter. It's my fault." He was like, because I had to be like, "I puked, you guys. I'm so sorry." And he showed me he used like 2 like pounds of this like Irish butter. I mean, whatever it was absurd. But that being said, like then I had to like walk back to my car at my ex-boyfriend's place, and like it was truly like I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Like I still feel hot thinking about it. But Christian knows the story so intimately because he also knew the dude. He was like,
yeah, I think that we've actually been told the real names on that, but we're not going to put them out again.
I didn't tell the real names.
I've heard a less graphic version of this with the names. But we're not going to be the ones who put that out there in all of its glory.
I have always wanted to be the person to say this because I always get so mad, like on Collider Live or SEN, like Roxy'd be like, "Oh, tell me who it is off air." AJ, tell me who it is off air.
I will tell you that I've heard who it is.
Juice, I'll tell you who it is. Juice, I'll tell you who it is. I'll tell you who it is, Juice.
All right.
If I get that Keysar birthday video.
It's coming. It's coming.
March 8th.
March 3rd. March 3rd.
March 3rd.
She'll tell you when she gets
It's March 8th.
video.
Was March 8th the last time I went outside my house? Like, without fear? I think that's what I remember.
March 8th it was? Jesus. Why were you in quarantine before the rest of us on March 12th?
So here's the thing.
Anyway.
When you manage a perfume store,
okay,
you deal with people's noses all day. So you get a little bit more afraid.
Perfume store?
The fragrance outlet.
Okay, I was wondering if you worked for Le Labo because I have a couple of requests. If you did, okay. Anyway.
I don't think we have any distributor deals with them, but
they're they're the worst. Like you can either go into where they hand mix it in their store, or you can go to Nordstrom and get a pre-mixed, but it's not as good as that.
Homie, I get discount Tom Ford.
I don't rock something. I rock Tom Ford International. Bring back the Concord. That's amazing. Wait.
You are queer to your species.
I'll tell you what. We're going to have to talk about perfumes after. Okay, anyway. So you work at a perfume store and you vomited inside your own pants. I love this story.
No. I did not do that. Yeah.
message. AJ's getting her hooked up with perfume. I'm not sure what we bring to the table here. We're gonna have to work on it.
You want to come to Universal Studios?
We can do that.
Yeah.
I will make you smell better at Universal Studios than they could ever. We've just lost 3 viewers.
No hookup to the smell department, okay?
For the audio listeners, as soon as I started talking anything involving fragrance, we lost 3 viewers. Sweet.
Smell-o-vision.
Okay, so
Facts.
you deal with women's noses. I'm sorry I got you off track.
No, I deal with people's noses,
People's
not
noses,
just
okay?
women's.
I'm sorry. I don't know
up
why
to
that was
noses.
such a sexist statement. I apologize.
No. If it was only women's fragrance with my actual demeanor, then we would be going bankrupt.
No. Now we know.
Hope his face froze that way. Oh no.
But yeah, so allergen stuff. The fact that I spray something on a strip in my hand and hand it to you, and then you take it and put it up to your nose.
Yeah.
This got really weird for me. They still take those strips from my hand, by the way, and they still willingly do that.
Yeah, COVID made this hard.
whole thing.
Yeah, is that what I feel like you broke up when you said I think the thesis of that sentence, but I will say, I guess it was, did you say COVID made that weird?
Yeah.
Okay.
I spray something on a strip.
Yeah.
And take it from my hand to your hand, and then you take it and you put it up to your nose. And that's
yeah. I think at that point, then they just throw that out.
Nope. Then they lower their mask, and you get terrified.
Oh,
because I wouldn't do that shit, but they do that shit.
People need to work on that.
Have you been okay this whole time? Have you been working this whole time?
I've been working. We had 6 weeks off.
Okay.
Yep, we had 6 weeks at the beginning.
Really.
But my store, we have not closed down for a single infection. And it's weird because certain stores in a mall will black out because they close down. And the one that deals with people's noses all day, we're fine. But here's the thing: if say you're a customer in my store, if you touch something, I don't touch it after you touch it. I disinfect it after you leave.
Yeah.
And I will make a big thing about I'm leaving that on the counter.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that again.
Yeah.
I will cry.
All fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
So, yeah. But a fragrance store in Nebraska who's not great at doing a mask has stayed open without COVID infections through the entire fucking pandemic.
Knock on wood.
Well, Florida, get your act together.
Listen, it's a real struggle down here in the wild West. It's a great time. We don't have a real governor, and it's great. We love it.
Who's the governor?
Love that.
DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis.
Oh, that's right, Ron DeSantis. I'll tell you what. Who would have thought you would miss Jeb Bush?
Jeb Bush.
Jeb Bush was. I'll tell you what. Jeb Bush. Of all the Bushes, I preferred him. He was great. He was great at what he did.
Jeb might be preferable to the other Bushes.
I bet he's probably the best poet.
Though.
You think he's the best poet?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, if I had to, well, I don't know, because W is out there painting things, so I think
that's his medium.
And that man is sober, so cheers to him. W out there living that hard life.
Hard life. Maybe he is writing poetry in his bubble bath. I don't know.
Well, no. He actually donates the proceeds from the sales of his paintings to stuff for Iraqi war vets and all that stuff, and he has made apologies and shit. Dude's chill as hell.
I mean,
for being a maniacal fuckhead, and just. Anyways, we're not talking politics.
I know we're not
It's a mandatory drink. It's a mandatory drink if you talk politics.
I think that's a drink.
Unless George W. you're watching, in which case you stay on your sober path.
You can do cocaine.
I'll tell you what.
Drawings, write some poetry.
Everybody seems okay after the last. You know what I'm saying? So there we go.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
So
Speaking of politics, next bad relation story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit it, Juice.
Oh.
No, I was pointing up to AJ, not because you looked like you were ready.
No,
You want on me? Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know.
I was engaged to somebody for 3 years. Yeah. It ended shitty, and then I started doing slam poetry after I studied in college. But that's an entire thing. But the proposal, my God.
Is this a bad story or a good story?
Oh, it's fucking amazing. So,
It must be bad romance, AJ, but sure, we'll listen to your great.
To hear this now.
when she was a junior in high school, I was a senior in high school. But
Wait,
we started dating when I was a.
child?
What's that?
You did this when you were a child? You proposed to someone when you were in high school?
No. Sorry.
I was like,
When she was a sophomore in high school, I was a senior in high school. Sorry. But when I was a sophomore in college, she was a senior in college. So that's the background of when that relationship started. We had known each other through that entire time.
Okay.
But when she was 21, we've been dating for about 2 years, and I asked her parents' permission to marry her, and we flew down to Vegas for her 21st birthday.
Uh-oh.
Oh, don't worry. It's not exact. It's no way what you think. So.
I actually am not thinking anything because I'm not over the fact that she was 21.
Yeah, I was 23.
You're like a baby.
Well, I was 24, but I was barely. Anyways, it was 2 years. It's 2 years and 2 months. 3-year difference is not as predatory as it seems. So they gave me permission and bought the engagement ring. I swear to God, and I had it in my pocket. And I was supposed to propose to her the morning of her 21st birthday in the Paris casino in Vegas.
Smooth.
With her mom and her stepdad and her grandpa there. But you get to the restaurant and the actual brunch area that we were in, there was fucking actual birds flying around in the shit, and they sat us next to a loudspeaker blaring out French music for the rest of the casino. Okay. So I called an audible for where I was told to propose.
Okay.
And I go with her after brunch to the Hoover Dam.
Okay.
Where her grandpa, who lives in Vegas, was driving us. And if anybody here has ever been on a tour of the Hoover Dam post 9/11, politics were actually relevant here. Post 9/11, they have a metal detector to make sure they're not going to blow up the shit.
So you got spoiled.
I have the engagement ring in my pocket, right?
Yeah.
We came with you on that journey. No, we're a step ahead of you so far.
Yeah, we know where this is going.
And I'm like, I don't know where the fuck to get rid of this ring. Because my wingman in the entire operation would have been her grandpa.
In the Hoover Dam, it's definitely better than my story.
So I'm fucking sweating this shit out though. And we get to the metal detector, and I take everything out that I have, except for my belt, right? Because like I just lost some weight, and the belt's a bit loose. So goes off, and then I like take off the belt. I'm just like, I'm sweating. I'm looking around. My eyes are darting. I look like I'm about to commit a fucking terrorist attack. Go through, ring still in my pocket. Here's how I proposed the first time I was engaged. Took the ring box out of my pocket, slammed it down on the TSA counter, and said, "Fine."
And you were still there at the metal detector?
Yeah.
And
fine. And I opened it up, and she said, "Oh my." I'm going to kiss you because there's thousands of people in this line right now. And then she stayed with me for another 2 years and dumped my ass. Anyways.
I mean,
You said,
throwing
you
it into
said
the Hoover
fine?
Dam would have been the best.
I said fine, opened up the thing, she said yes. I didn't propose, I said fine.
Fine. And she like freaked out. Yeah. Here's a pro tip to all you kids out there about to go through metal detectors to have age. Because we also did. He had his dad go ahead with the ring in his dad's pocket, and then we went through the metal detector later, and I never suspected a thing.
That's
I got
Disney.
the dad's permission, I got the stepdad's, I got the mom's. I did not talk to the grandpa.
Yeah,
It was the only person there with me.
where
The
you
only
live.
ally I could add.
Fucked up.
I will say Disney has recently instated, because that's where we got engaged with Disney. They have recently put in new metal detectors, and one of the reasons was for crowd control because they're a lot faster. But one of the reasons is because a lot of people do get engaged at Disney, and a lot of proposals have been ruined because of the metal detector. So they've made them now so they're not as like sensitive to like little pieces of metal like that. So that's a fun fact.
I saw the little meter, and I was like, if I take off my belt, then I stand a chance.
And
Just
then
getting it right under the meter because it was like right at the.
I just like that you slammed it down and we're like, fine. And she like took that as a proposal. No offense, AJ, but that right there is where we all should have known.
Yeah.
That's all we should probably know that.
It wasn't meant to be.
Happy Valentines, everybody.
Man, that kind of reminds me of when I was trying to sneak Taco Bell into the screening of the Joker. Like didn't realize there was going to be a security guard there.
Those things are equivalent to you. AJ tried to propose to someone at the Hoover Dam is equivalent to you trying to sneak Taco Bell.
I'm sorry, you guys. Juice is the star. He's the star.
Whatever you have for Joker, I can stop it.
This was our first guest, and we're like, nope, you're hosting with us.
That's how much of a star he is.
He was the very first.
No, you tell your Joker story. I'll tell my Joker story. Let's go back and forth.
That's really it. It's just I didn't think like, oh, it's going to be risky sneaking Taco Bell in your pockets to a movie where there are a bunch of security guards at. Ended up being fine, but like it was like I'm looking like a criminal going in there. But I'm like, it's Taco Bell, guys. It's not a gun. It's a Taco Bell. Please believe me. Please.
No, I went and saw. I went and saw Joker with a friend of mine, and they let her purse they made her purse go back to her bag, to her car because it was like 1 inch too wide. That little screening thing.
Yep.
And I was wearing pants with like really loose pockets, and it's like, you're gonna make her go back to her car for her bag, and I have buckets full of clown makeup, no weapons.
Buckets full of clown makeup?
In my pockets.
Full on buckets? Why did you bring where you were going to put the clown makeup on in the movie?
It was a bluff. They didn't search me. But they're like, people were afraid of people doing Joker stuff. So.
Yeah,
it
based
was
on
a
a
big
very real event in Aurora, Colorado.
There was.
But
It
the previous, during the Dark Knight.
They had reason to suspect that people might be doing Joker stuff.
But like, I didn't mention anything that was actually like bad. But it's like, I have some Joker makeup. Like I could, kind of thing. And the cops laughed it off because I'm privileged and dumb, and I knew that they would, and that's why I said it.
I'm kind of with Kelsey though that Taco Bell could be as dangerous as it's done right. So yeah, I don't know if you're
as a gun,
Taco Bell
as an actual gun, because we just elaborated on something that I did that was a joke. Is Taco Bell actually as dangerous as a gun?
Well, listen, what I would say is if it's the cheesy gordita crunch, was it juice? I need to know how much I love you.
Oh man.
It's already
could have been. It definitely could have been. But
all I'm saying is it within reason that you could have had a cheesy gordita crunch?
I think it is within Within reason, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
I'm very deeply in love with him. The bottom line is that there's different kinds of danger, right? So there's the kind of danger where, like, you know, you can bring a gun into a theater and end people's lives. There's also the kind of danger where you bring a cheesy gordita crunch in and you enjoy yourself so much, and then you air shit everywhere. You know what I mean?
You're mulligan it.
You're mulligan it. You know what I'm saying?
But would it be more safe to air your shit on Twitter than in public?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Wait. Are you pooping for the camera on Twitter? Like what?
Oh,
We're talking like
this is all about non sequiturs right now because, like,
Your Twitter feed.
that's what we're doing.
I was just talking about a bad Taco Bell fart. That's all I meant. That's also dangerous and disrespectful to other human lives.
To be quite frank, AJ, I mean now you've ruined the joke, but obviously guns are more dangerous. So Taco Bell is.
I ruined the joke.
It's in my top 10.
You ruin most jokes.
I do ruin most jokes.
Oh.
But my thing with the police screening from a Nebraska sheriff and say, "Oh yeah, I've got Joker makeup, bitches." That's yeah.
Listen, tensions were high. People were worried.
Oh yeah.
It was a thing. As someone who used to work in a movie theater.
Fuck.
It's a tough thing. Those
I
big
switch up Mountain Dew.
and then on top of that, fearing for your life.
Oh, Pabst, the PBR.
Oh yeah. It's an award-winning beer. I don't know if you know it.
Has ribbon. That's how you know.
You've been advertising it for a century and 25 years.
Hey, listen, they got the blue ribbon. I know.
Yep.
It's in the name.
It is.
They won the blue ribbon.
PBR.
Speaking of classy over here.
I'm a classy broad.
Juice, do you have a good bad romance story for us since we got on the share circle?
I ran through a few things in my head, but nothing like stuck out as like great to tell. And then I thought about something. I remember there was a time when my friend briefly did a college radio show with a couple friends, and not very many people listened to it, but you could find it online. And so my friend had kind of like it started a little fling with a girl, and it was like it just kind of didn't really go anywhere. And he's like, I think I'm just gonna end it, but I don't know. But she still really liked him, so he, I think at one point had told her about the radio show, so he sent that out, and then like one Sunday night, I think they shot him on Sunday nights, and like sitting there, bad dates or dates come up or something comes up, and he starts talking about this girl, and he's like, oh yeah, she was really weird. Yeah, I didn't like her. Like yada yada. Starts just saying bad things about her. And then
I'm like getting secondhand embarrassment. Oh no.
He sends him a message the next day or like that night and is like, hey, I listened to your show last night. Yeah.
Not good.
Nice. Good. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I could say, this or that, but I'm like, you know what? Anyone I could say is they're not that far removed to where they couldn't eventually find this. So I'm like, I'll go back. Yeah. That's my bad date story.
I like it. I
pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Juice, you need to stop telling all your ex-girlfriends to watch this show. That's the problem. If you just never told them about it, then you could tell us your stuff. Then you can air your dirty laundry. Or on Twitter, apparently, I guess.
That's where people are here. Oh
man. I got a funny one. It wasn't a date per se, but me and my buddy, who's going to be my best man at my wedding, were at a pool hall about 15 years ago. And we wind up, there's two girls playing pool. We really weren't trying to do anything. We just like, we want to get on the pool table. You guys have been on this all night. So we wind up saying, oh, we'll play you for the table. And then they start showing interest in us. And so the two of us make two crucial incredible decisions. First off, they told us our names. Neither one of us remembered either one of their names. Immediately. Then on top of that, neither one of us decided, oh, I'm going to talk to this one, you talk to that one. So we just got the two of them. There's no decision making being made whatsoever. But somehow.
Oh, sorry, wait, real quick. Are you guys the dudes in this story?
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
I met this dude during
That all
quarantine.
tracks.
And that dude during quarantine.
Okay, just checking. Like, so you were the two males in the story, the ones that didn't know the other people's names and hadn't communicated. Got it. Okay.
We're going to be like the Friends and Bethany's version. Like, anyways.
So, we were in Arlington, Virginia, and he lived in Arlington. He winds up, they were like, oh, yeah, we'll go back to your place. We'll play cards and stuff. We're like, all right. So he guides them into D.C. somehow. Takes them the wrong direction. We have to go around the Beltway. If you've ever been in Washington, D.C. traffic is a nightmare. And we wind up in the car for like 45 minutes for what should have been a 5-minute ride. And my friend Kyle's looking at me and he's like, I really have to pee. I really, really have to pee. So they finally get us back in his place. Both girls are just frustrated beyond belief, just pissed off at the two of us, justifiably so. They find a spot like right in front of his apartment, or are able to parallel park. Takes them a second to do that. Kyle runs out. He's got an apartment building where he was on the second floor. He just runs to the door where we're supposed to enter, does not go in, and just starts pissing all over the stoop right in front of everybody.
And that, my friends, is how you get a second date with someone. You get them lost in terrible traffic, and then you
absolutely.
Did those girls leave immediately?
Oh yeah, they were gone. That was it.
as I do.
That was it.
Does everybody here have a friend who pissed in inappropriate places? By the way,
what happens if you're the friend?
If you're the friend, you can tell me. Everybody has an Aunt Bev. Like
I'm the
same kind of thing.
I definitely peed on the party bus. On the way for Northwestern does this thing where it's called fling at the field. So when you're a freshman, you like your first social, it happens at the Field Museum in Chicago. So they bus the freshmen down there. And it's called fling at the field. And then they do the same thing when you're a senior. I forget it was like called like field formal or something, but it was like you like basically bookend your seat anyway. So we're seniors. We're not taking bus. So we rent a party bus. A bunch of us do. And, we have to get down. So from up in Evanston, we have to get down. We've been drinking. I mean, you're seniors. You're 22 years old. We've been drinking all day. And at some point, we're on Lakeshore Drive, and I stumble up to the front of the bus, and I was like, I don't know. I have to pee. And he was like, well, you're going to have to wait till we get there. I'm like, that's not going to happen. And I went to the back of the bus, and it was like a party bus. And I squat down on the gentleman's carpet, and I pissed while all of my friends watched. Just squatted, pissed, and then got some on my dress. So then had to go into the Field Museum with piss on my dress and put myself in a sink there. And like all these girls were walking, I'm like, okay, like just like washing myself off in a sink. Anyway, the boy that I was with that time, my boyfriend then, that didn't work out either.
So the moral of the story, I think we've gathered so far,
piss does not translate.
Piss does not get your second date or keep a boyfriend. If you puke all over the place, chances are you will not still be with that person.
No.
And check about metal detectors.
Yeah.
Smart is okay. That sounds fair. I think did everyone at some point in their like early 20s just pee where they shouldn't have gotten peeing? Because I think that's kind of a common theme, weirdly enough.
I know, it's just so much easier for dudes because you can actually aim it, but like if you're a woman, you have to really just sort of
aiming's good.
And
you have sons, can they?
Oh no, I mean, well, no, they're idiots still, but at some point they'll stop being idiots, right? No. Oh, jeez.
Me, my face. What do you say? They'll stop.
I'll tell you what.
idiots.
If we get home and I know my son's either going to pee in his car seat or he's going to pee on the lawn, I let him pee on the lawn.
Yeah, that's the lesser of two evils for sure. I think.
I mean, pissing on the lawn is always a great time.
I mean, it's just like you're also 5 steps away from the bathroom on the inside of the door, but like, okay, fine, if you do what you must. But like that's what I mean. He can aim then, but anyway.
So I will do my fucking poems in a second.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm gonna take like 2 minutes and be right back. All right.
All right. That's
and we're going to just like you guys vamp. You do the thing. Yeah. If you want to see anybody else do 13 poems tonight, put it in the stream.
I mean, I think the grand finale, AJ, is going to be your 13 poems. No one else.
Why did you just offer us up to do 13 poems?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure.
Just to be clear, no one else is doing 13 poems.
Yeah.
What the number 13? Bethany, child, talk to me about this.
I don't know. This is news to me, the number 13, how it came up. I liked PLD's idea of a nice short limerick. Maybe a haiku. 13 poems. I'm intrigued to see what it's going to be, but I think that probably will be the grand finale of the night. I'm not sure. After talking about projectile vomiting and all the pee stories, if we're able to top that.
Is where it's at. Body fluids is where it's at.
Apparently. Just rename the street name, Body Fluid.
Body fluids. What is worse? What is worse in intimate relationships than body fluids? I mean, truly, it's like I feel like it's the crux of all bad things.
That does pretty much. Yeah, that is kind of one of the big issues. I feel like in most relationships. I feel like while we're waiting for AJ to do his lovely 13 poems.
Oh my god!
I'm so. What are the length of these poems? Not to say that he's not going to be a great poet, but I'm a little confused and concerned.
Concerned is a very good way to describe it.
I will tell you, I should tell you, I do at 11:30 Chicago time is a hard out because I've got 2 children that are going to be up shortly.
Kate, I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm really hoping we're still not listening to AJ's poems by 11:30
We
Chicago.
will kill the stream if he's still rambling.
I will literally cut him off if he is still rambling by 11:30 Chicago. I hope he's not rambling much longer than my heart out is 12:30 our
same time. Yeah, same time.
Oh, same time. There we go.
Okay, yeah, it's the same time. So we will be wrapping up shortly again once AJ returns to read his 13 poems. But before we go, I feel like with the 2 of us getting married this year, trying to give us good relationship advice. I want some bad relationship advice. I feel like, Juice, if you're willing, whoever's willing on the screen and the comments, people give us bad relationship advice. We're here for it.
Juice is like my favorite cousin.
Hi, Kate. I heard that you actually love co-hosts who need at least 2 piss breaks per stream.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
It's your birthday, March 3rd. That's the best.
It's conservation of numbers. It's close.
Are you hitting us with these poems here, AJ? Because
fine.
I just want you to know that we all have 15 minutes tops.
We all have 15 minutes tops. Okay.
Yeah.
And you got to plug next week too.
And I have to do.
And
I'm actually going to use notes on this one.
Okay, that's fair.
13 poems. Let's go. Power pose.
Can I snap? That seems appropriate.
Please don't.
Okay, I will.
Power pose. I remember when we went to the mall to get clothes for your job interview, and you were so nervous that your hands were shaking. So I taught you how to power pose. You put your arms out, go on your tiptoes. You made your body as big as possible, and I kissed you, and it felt like letting go. How to find love on Tinder. You don't. Quit swiping. How to find sexy local singles in your area. Fucking believe in yourself. Girl with the big, beautiful eyes. I still think about you sometimes. How we'd stay awake till dawn. The haze, the wine, your silhouette stained my bedsheet for months. This next one's called I wonder if people will think about these short poems and think about if they're an indicator of how long I last in bed. I'm so sorry that never happened to me before. You're just so pretty. This next one, it's the same poem 3 months into the relationship. Oops. This next one's called Dirty Sexy Poetry. Why the fuck would I call a poem that? I'm a grown man, but I still sometimes feel like a child watching a movie with my parents, and I get the urge to cover my eyes because I might see boobs. One time this poem got me flashed, and it's something that I really hold on to because this next poem is called Covering. Have you ever noticed that cheap bed sheets and cheap curtains are made of relatively similar materials?
Mm-hmm.
The term burqa was derived from a window covering.
Oh.
And I'm comfortable both in the way that I'll never see inside your windows, but I would love to climb inside the sheets with you and be comfortable. This next one's untitled. I love this moment, and I cherish the photographs. And this next one's Wednesday morning. I had a dream about that ex that night, last night. The ex, the Xanax-inducing ex. Wanted me back, and I obliged, and it felt so good, so real, so good that I didn't know who was lying awake beside me when I woke up in the morning, and I'm so glad it was you. Only you. This next one's called How to Make Things Awkward for Yourself. Realize that it's possible to fall in love with more than one person at the same time. How to make things awkward for everybody involved. Tell each other. This last one. This last one is I won't share the title, but I accepted that everyone I will ever fall in love with will leave me eventually, and I was okay with that, but the first time that our loves met, I thought to myself, my God! This one's going to hurt.
Oh my God, I love that.
That's right. But I can pull away. I still can't pull away.
AJ got really deep at the end there.
Those are fantastic.
I'd like to do snaps to that. I would like to do snaps to that. Can I sign that?
So I'm actually a fucking poet. I wasn't joking.
No,
I do this thing. I just
I don't know that any of us believed you to be joking, but we heard the number 13, and
I mean, it scared
we all clutched our pearls. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the funny thing is, like, I did this the last time that Omaha did an erotic poetry slam. I did that for my final piece, and I said that I could have my mom in the audience and win the slam, and she wouldn't blush. That was the last time that Omaha did an erotic poetry slam. I still hold the title of Omaha's sexiest poet, bitches.
Yeah, great. That is something.
Wow, I love that. That one about you want to make things awkward for yourself.
So it's oh yeah,
that's a good one. And then I'll make things awkward for everyone else.
But,
tell them.
So awkward romance, like we did it. We did it, guys. But we have people backstage right now.
We did that.
We did that hockey.
AJ, would you like to tell? Yeah, we did the hockey. Would you like to tell the fine folks what's going on next week's stream?
So anybody who's an old school movie fan thing on YouTube remembers movie fights. You remember the speed round. You remember the final round. We are doing a speed round tournament on this channel. Wow. So far, we have multiple people involved. It's gonna be we have to have a total of 12 competitors. Right now we have about 5. Message me at Lancaster_AJ or just add me on Facebook. Fuck it, I trust strangers. And you can compete.
I think somebody who's competing is backstage.
There is somebody competing who's backstage, and that is Jada Paramo.
My cheater!
Jada is going to be on here debating movies with us.
How's it going? I'm actually studying right now. It's funny as hell.
You know what? That is the correct motherfucking answer. Because I was about to get on your ass.
No. I am studying actually. But this was the most off the I'm watching the movie. I'm hearing you guys, and I'm like, what the fuck are they?
Listen,
That's
Jada,
fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Jada, we weren't even watching a movie and we were like, what the fuck are we saying?
But it would have been really confusing. What movie were you watching? Give us
Don't tell them. Don't reveal it.
behind the
Was
scenes.
it about poetry?
Yes, absolutely.
He was watching Hamilton on Disney Plus.
There you
It's
go.
apparently a movie.
We'll have to ask
He was
you,
watching,
who's your Hamilton crush?
Howl.
What happened?
We're not going to confirm or deny what he was watching.
No, we
Oh,
can't.
Howl,
Next.
2010. James Franco, Allen Ginsberg. Anyways.
We can't. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say hi. Mama Jen, I wanted to say hi and that I love you. And Mike was my friend, but he was like on my fucking ass on the other show that I was on all episode.
Right?
This guy.
Ooh, I knocked things over. Sorry, guys. Jada, you make me so nervous.
Transit effect.
But yes. But I just wanted to say hello and can't wait. They officially announced the match now, so now we can talk about it. It's gonna be
Who feels deeply, deeply jealous that I got Jader?
It was a steal.
That's it. Yeah.
Is it again? It's against Janine.
Yeah. Janine the
It's gonna
machine.
be a hell of a match. Hell of a match.
Fun.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna listen. They're gonna. It's gonna be a knockdown drag out between the
That,
two.
that could be a multiple overtime match.
Yeah, that people are gonna limp out of that match. You know what I mean?
I can't wait. I can't wait.
And by people, I mean Janine's gonna limp out of that match.
Snyder's already running his mouth. I don't know if you saw that on the.
Snyder is.
Yeah.
Running his mouth and gabber.
Never, right? Never. He's actually coming on my show next week, so it's gonna be fun.
Snyder. And I don't like to talk shit about anyone as much as I like to talk shit about Snyder.
So he was on our show last week.
Did he cry?
No.
Not yet.
Did he act like a baby?
Not as much as us.
Then I think it was a
Surprisingly
Snyder.
pleasant.
Then I think it was a Snyder imposter. Okay, I mean,
He was very
it
pleasant.
wasn't a baby. Then it wasn't Snyder.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh man, just kidding. Just kidding.
So,
Jason are gonna be
next week,
together.
for something really fucking awesome, we are doing a movie debate speed round tournament, and Jader is part of it.
Yep.
I think movie fights, if you're a fan in the back in the day,
I agree
other
with
people
you.
that
I
I
agree
prefer
with you.
name-wise.
AJ said you were.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jader.
that's right. We did speak. I was drunk, man.
I
But
have-
yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember.
Now you remember.
I remember.
Now.
AJ's actually never been drunk, so he doesn't know what you mean by that. But
Facts. So Christopher Nolan is
Jada, don't drink. Just keep studying, honey.
Yeah, there you go. I will.
Yeah,
I promise.
keep studying.
so other people that we have on this so far for names that we can announce, we have Coy Jandro and we have JTE. This is speed round debate tournament. It's open call for the most part. There's one person that I really want to see here. I want to see his entire network here if he can get them. And it's somebody who I love 3 times as much as Kate Mulligan, and that is Suge Knight.
Look at
I
this
get
guy.
that.
It's my buddy.
Yeah,
What's going
but you
on?
didn't know I loved you that much.
I didn't know that, AJ. I appreciate it. Thank you for the love, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, Jader, Juice, AJ. How you guys doing, Johnny and Sona? And of course, Kate.
Oh, like Kate's here, man.
Okay, you know.
Jader, what? Not Jader. Excuse me. Suge, how do you feel about the fact that Jader's the new man in my life?
I love it. I was actually, me and him were talking this morning.
Oh, okay.
And we were actually talking this morning, and I told him, you know, I'm kind of upset that you're his new thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, what's going on, man? Why would you do that to me?
He's like, what? Hey, he's like, what's going on? And I was like, man.
I was like, you know, we need to have a conversation.
Yo, it's distant right now. I hear she pukes and sinks.
I think that makes it even better.
And she pukes and watches her piss off and sinks. Wow, all of my stories involved a sink.
Oh my god.
Shit, how you doing? How the babies?
Doing good. I was just in the chat and hearing you guys tell stories, and I was like, Juice, I got some amazing stories. And he was like, you want to come on real quick and tell one? I was like, dude, I would tell you my Vegas story. I my birthday a couple years ago, I went to Vegas, and we had just met this girl, my girlfriend did, and they became friends. We're like, hey, you want to go to Vegas with us? She's like, yeah, we'll go to Vegas. So we go to Vegas, and it's the second night. They've been drinking all day, smoking weed, all this stuff. So we end up at a bar, and she gets an all-you-can-drink bracelet, and just is drinking all night. And I'm hammered.
What could go wrong?
Those are always a good idea.
So at one point, I look, and she's making out with my buddy's arm because he has a face on his arm, and she's just making out.
Great move.
So I'm like, wow. But I'm drunk too. So I start to fall. I start to pass out, and this is like Vegas. What's up, PLD? And so my buddy was like, my girlfriend's like, hey, can you take him back to the room? So yeah. So he takes me back to the room. I don't know what happens in between them, but my girlfriend comes in the room. Whatever. I wake up and I'm like, God, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom and I see my buddy and the girl, and they're laying in the bathroom, and she's like has her head on his lap, and I'm like, okay, maybe they were gonna do something. Okay, go back into bed, just go to sleep. Wake up about 15 minutes later. I'm like, dude, I really got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say the logistics of. Did you go to the bathroom or no? You did.
So
not.
I get up to go back to the bathroom.
Did you just pee on that?
You're in a car.
Yeah, no. I didn't have to pee, but I get up. So I get up and I go back in the bathroom, and now she's by herself, and my friend's gone. So I'm like, hey, babe, can you wake up your friend? So my girlfriend rolls out of bed and kicks her friend. Get up, kicks her. And I'm like, oh, God, Jesus, all right. So I kind of back out of the bathroom, and then she gets up, closes the door, opens the door, and runs out to the closet, which is a walk-in closet, and closes the door. And I'm like, okay. So as I go to the bathroom, I look on the floor, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I'm really must be fucked up. Why would they spread pudding all over the floor?
Oh no.
And I'm like, so I go to bend over to put my hand in it because I thought it was pudding.
Oh no.
But the smell hits.
Oh,
the smell hits. And I come out of the bathroom, I look at my girlfriend and go, babe, I think she shit herself. And she's like, what? And she's like, I really think she shit herself. So the girl comes running out of the closet, goes back into the bathroom in the dress that she's wearing, closes the door, and I'm like, oh my God, she shit herself. Opens the door and runs out. And I'm like, she wipes it up, but I'm like, wait a minute. The dress, there's nothing on the dress. How did she shit herself? So apparently we found out that she was throwing up and shitting at the same time and fell asleep in it.
That's one theory. I've got another theory. So, Shug, have you ever heard of La Chupacabra?
No, I have not.
Really?
No, I swear to God, I haven't.
Chupacabra?
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay. It's this goat sucking demon thing. So that was what was in your house at the time.
Okay.
Trust me, I've watched enough X-Files to know.
Listen, Shug, that was in your house, but since you were in a hotel room in Vegas, unrelated to the Chupacabra, that girl did shit.
That's Vegas. That's the desert.
Yeah,
that's where it resides.
Well, every time we see her after that
closet. Did you check the closet? Because why this?
Yeah, there's nothing in there. There was nothing in there.
Oh, she kept.
There was nothing in there.
It was trying to get away from.
There's nothing in there.
Trying to get away from the fluorescent lighting, and it was expelling it out.
But for the rest of the day, though, we just kept throwing puns at her, like, "Man, I hope you don't lose your shit." You know, when shit hits the fan, I mean,
So you
the shit got loose.
Did you examine the texture, or
no? I did not. It wasn't chunky.
And how do you know it wasn't the Chupacabra or aliens?
Yeah, this is
I don't know
everything about it. It's just so many. But I did not know tonight when the topic of bad romance came up that we would have so many bodily fluids. come up as well. But I think
Romance is bodily fluids.
She should have.
Facts.
I just want to point out one thing you could have done was take her to the hospital because that bitch was alcohol poisoned.
Oh yeah.
that
Oh,
100%.
Well,
I
But then
wasn't,
she
Kate.
should
I wasn't doing. I
Actually
wasn't doing too
speaking,
great
that's
myself.
Probably your highest probability.
I wasn't doing too great myself.
That you
Okay.
should have done.
Y'all should have gone to get an IV.
But I will tell you what it could be.
I think that's the best piece of advice, honestly. Just, if anyone you know is both, basically pooping and puking at this simultaneously, go take them to the hospital. I think that's fair advice. And with that, because I just can't imagine anything topping that delightful story or there being any better advice.
Jader beating Janine will top that story. So tune in for that in a couple
That
weeks.
is true.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yo, that's a big day. Let me tell you, there's a lot of matches that day. Big
I think we're definitely all excited for that. But I think with that said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and go around with our special extra guest that we got here at the end of the evening. And then, of course, with our main guest, the one and only Miss Kate Mulligan. And we're just going to ask where everyone can find your beautiful faces on the internet. And then we are going to wrap up. And I promise everyone in the chat, we're not going to discuss bodily fluids anymore tonight. At least.
It's always next week. Speed round.
So does that mean I'm first?
Shug.
Yeah, Shug is first. Yeah. Shug, where can the fans on the internet find you if they want to hear more bodily fluid stories?
Oh, well, you can definitely find me at the Let's Get Ready Network podcast or Let's Get Ready Network. And then just Suge Knight 323 on Twitter.
By the way, I'm loving this silver that's coming in.
I look so old, Kate. Oh my
I love
God.
it.
Distinguished.
Distinguished. Fine.
Distinguished.
Hate it.
Don't you trim that?
Hate it.
Jada, where
Jada's
can the
my
lovely
young
people find
lady.
you when you're not studying?
You can find I'm only studying. That's all I'm doing right now.
Not setting his fantasy football line.
You can find me on the Pop Culture Pros, Jader and Kyle show this week. I don't even know what we're covering. I'm not going to be honest with you. But next week, we got Snyder coming on the 17th. We're going to be talking to Crow. And then you can find me on March 19th. Big Schmodown match, my season 8 debut with the Den. We're going to kick some ass. It's going to be great. You guys tune in. There you go. There will be war.
Kate, when you're not wearing sweet Chicago Bears hats and telling people about how you puked all over a bathroom, where can the fine people of the internet find you?
Downers Grove, Illinois. True story. No, you can find me at I don't have anything going on. You can find me on Wednesdays and Thursdays on SEN, Schmodown Entertainment Network, and then on Fridays if you're an SEN Patreon member. The only thing you're getting right now is a pretty poorly put together show from me and Brett. So you can watch that. And then my Instagram handle is Katest Mom Ever. My Twitter handle is the same, and you will see me on March 19th screaming when Jader wins that match.
All right.
All right, everybody. I think that just about wraps it up. Yeah, if you want more bodily fluids, I guess subscribe.
Send us a Streamlabs and we'll tell you some more stupid stories.
And everyone remember, Juice is really the real MVP.
Juice, you the MVP.
Juice is the MVP, dudes. Juice is it. That's it. Juice is it.
The juice is loose.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. And good night, y'all.
Squeeze it easy.
Cheers.
Squeezy. You're a fucking star.